Education. I want to welcome everyone to our open house for Hillsdale Local Schools' new pre-K through 12 facility. Hillsdale residents and the school district have benefited from the Rover pipeline revenues that have allowed us to replace our early 20th century facilities with a 21st century state-of-the-art one-campus facility without seeking any new funds from our constituents. The local school district covers 98.6 square miles and is situated within 6 townships: Plain and Wayne, Lake, Perry, Mohican, Mifflin, Vermilion, and Ashland County. I don't know if we have any township trustees out there, but if you do, thank you for everything you do to help our schools keep roads clean and all that. So, incorporated villages, Hayesville, Jeromesville, and Mifflin within our district, which are all located within House District 67 and Senate District 22. And I know tonight we have, Ron Beasley and Sharon Brining is one of the council members, so we want to recognize them for their help. To get here. I don't know if she's here. She is our representative from District 67, and Mark Romanchuk is our senator from District 22. We also want to thank all of our county, state, township, village for the support, and welcome and thank our community, parents and guardians, and the staff and students who value all that the name Hillsdale means and will benefit from supporting our district for years to come. We also have here tonight Jim Barker. He is our representative from Tri-County for the Career Center. Who's the executive director for the Northeast Ohio School Board Association. Okay, this time I want to thank, and they should be out here, all of my fellow board members. Past members were Jason Kyle, who was involved in this, and William Anderson. Neither of them are on now, but they did a lot of work to get this going. Current members are Nick Adderholt, who is our vice president and legal liaison. Nick. John Pickle, who did a lot of work up front, and is our school district advisory rep. Amy Jarvis, who is our student liaison. And then Kenny Shook, who is also our Career Center rep. I also want to thank retired treasurer Rick Blonick and our current treasurer Lisa Dieter. Superintendent Steve Dickerson. And the council staff who contributed ideas and many hours bringing this building to completion. At this point, I would like to have Mr. Dickerson, who has led the district in the building process, come forward, provide his comments on the process and the many tradesmen that were involved, and to provide you with any information you need to know prior to entering the building. Thank you.
I'm not Mr. Dickerson. No one thanked Bella. This has been our president for 8 years. I think there's probably a rule that you shouldn't give an adderable a microphone, so hopefully you can all hear me. Thank you, Bella, and thank you to everyone that's here in attendance. With all the excitement of today and everything that this school means, I'd like to take a second and talk about one of the people that made this all possible, Mr. Steve Dickerson. Steve took on the challenge as superintendent of Hillsdale in 2013. He was hired when Hillsdale's outlook was bleak. He guided the district through some of the darker times that we've had, and today we're here to celebrate an achievement that he was a key player in making happen. Tonight was Steve's last official School Board of Education meeting. Since I was elected in 2015 to the Board of Education, we've sat through countless hours of meetings together, and his presence will be missed. You've all seen Steve at senior breakfasts, community events, and of course all the athletic games and other things from Hillsdale. In honor of Steve's service to Hillsdale, at the August Board of Education meeting, I will be making a motion to name the new high school gymnasium in Steve's honor. It'll be called the Steve Dickerson Gymnasium. I don't know, Kenny would know, but it doesn't sound like there's ever been a room named after a person for Hillsdale, so that's a high honor, and we're happy to do it. Thank you for all you've done, Steve. It means so much to everyone in this community. We expect you to enjoy your retirement, but I'm sure we'll see you back here, and we expect it. Steve Dickerson.
I thought this was going to be easy. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here this evening. This has been a journey. March 13, 2018, we had the first community meeting to talk about a concept of a new campus funded solely by the Rover Pipeline. And since that meeting, a lot of things have transpired, a lot of key players have been involved, and I hope I don't forget any of them this evening. Right off the bat, I was sitting in a superintendent meeting, actually in 2017, and somebody asked me, what are you going to do with all your money? I pulled out my wallet. I said, what are you talking about? And then I found out about the Rover Pipeline. So immediately, two of the key players was Becky Princehorn at Bricker and Eckler, one of the school's attorneys, and Patrick King with Stifle, to get information concerning this pipeline. They gave me the information for the community meetings. So those who said to those, I was not that smart. I relied on smart people to give me the proper information. And that's what people do. Surround yourself with smart people, good people that's willing to work hard. And all these people that's been talking and here in this district is an example of that. It came down then, we had a committee. We formed a committee to select our CMR and to select our architects for the project. And this involves staff members. And staff members, I am not going to try to mention everybody, but thank you for all your hard work. I sort of jumped in my notes, I never look at it, so, but I'll get back to that. But the staff and the board has put a lot of hours in to make this happen. But a couple of community members were involved in that early process, and they put a lot of hours in. So I'd like to thank Amanda Alice and Keith Yater for being a part of the selection committee to get the design and this building built. So thank you. The staff members and strategic planning committee had the opportunity to visit 3 different school districts. Northwood's local schools up by Toledo, Beaver local over east of here, and Willard school districts to look at construction that we thought was going to fit us. And there's a lot of different pieces taken from that, and also the Hillsdale touch with it. So we appreciate those districts for allowing us to bring a busload of people up to tour their facilities. I mentioned the staff putting in a lot of time. Everybody remembers a few years ago, and I will not mention the 500 word, that sort of slowed some things down. But one thing that did not slow during COVID was this building project. There was countless Zoom meetings to keep the process moving. When everybody was shutting down, we were moving forward, and we were out to bid when people didn't know what they were going to do with their supplies on the lot. We were in a great time, and I don't want to steal any Dustin's thunder here pretty soon, but everything fell together great, including the earthwork in the beginning when we had probably the mildest winter ever. So the project, how things fell together, it was meant to be throughout. I'd like to also thank the team of Fanning Howie. With us tonight is Dan O'Brimba, and I don't have all, I'm sorry, I'm so terrible with names, but Michael, Tim Lacey is here. He's our construction agent that's been with us throughout the project. Dan, and I've never been able to say his last name, and Haley, who was some of the interior design furniture work in the project. Also like to thank the team of Simonson Regency, and again, I know I'll probably miss some. Dustin, Jason, Tim, Joe, Dylan, Colton, Anthony, and Anthony. There was probably more. I was talking with Jason earlier that through the process, and I don't know how the construction works, but people are at places at different times and they move them to other areas depending on what's being done in the building. So some of these people we haven't seen for a while. One of them's back this evening. I'd also like to thank the in-compliance team. They have been a great help. They were representing the board through the project. They were the board's eyes on the project with us tonight. And I apologize, but Sarah and Sam right up here front, and Mark. I left him out of the meeting the other night. Before we go over some of the guidelines for the building, we are going to have a couple of words said, and we won't keep you out here much longer because you didn't come to see a podium, you came to see a building. So at this time, I'm going to introduce Mr. Todd Miller with the HEA.
My name is Todd Miller. I'm president of the Hillsdale Education Association. 1985 graduate of Hillsdale and a teacher here for the past 31 years. In putting together the anniversaries for the building in Jeromesville, where I teach or taught, I ran across 1917 yearbook and a 1924 yearbook. And both those yearbooks were dedicated to the idea that the students of the Jeromesville community and the Hillsdale community at large were deserving of new facilities. They said new facilities could provide them things like running waters. They didn't have a dirty pail in court or central heat. And they said those new facilities would not only provide opportunities for students, but also a source of pride for the community. And in 1927 and the following year, Hayesville and Jeromesville responded. And for 36 or 37 years, this community supported those schools. And then in 1963, they decided to move forward in the formation of Hillsdale. And for the last 60 years, the schools that we know as Jeromesville, Hayesville, and Hillsdale High School served that community with pride. But the community again realized it's time to move on. And while there's some of us that may have sadness for those facilities lost, there should be a time of hope and happiness for the idea of opportunities gained. So I'd like to welcome you here tonight to the grand opening of a beautiful facility. I never thought I'd see it, let alone teaching one. And to help celebrate it too, the Hillsdale Education Association put together a little cookout. We do have free hot dogs, snacks, and drinks. We just do ask you to eat in the cafeteria. We'd not like to have food taken out of the cafeteria, but we have set up for hot dogs and snacks and stuff there. So we encourage you to take advantage of that, and welcome to the new era of Hillsdale Local Schools. Thank you.
Good evening. As many of you know, I am Mrs. Shook from the Hillsdale Elementary Building and currently also the OPC president. On top of being a proud staff member, I'm a Hillsdale graduate of '88, mother of 2 Hillsdale graduates of 2011, 2012. If I could take a minute this evening to welcome everyone to our new facility. It's exciting to see the new technology being brought into the school system to help broaden the horizons of our students. The doors will open for every kid that comes through these front doors behind me. Will have more opportunities than many of us had that we came through Hillsdale. I want to also take a moment to express the appreciation we have for Mr. Dickerson. With him, none of this in front of you would have been possible. Not only did he manage to make this happen without a single taxpayer dollar, but he took the time to help design the safest facility for our students and staff. People like Mr. Dickerson are few and far between. We thank him immensely for everything he has done for the students in the community. I welcome you to the new facility of Hillsdale Local Schools and hope you enjoy the tour and are amazed by the new facility as much like let me start over, I'm sorry. And and I hope you enjoy the tour and are amazed by this new facility, much like many of us.
At this time, I'm going to introduce Dustin Beatty with Science and Regency Team.
So first, want to congratulate my team. If Steve thought everything went that smooth for your poker faces, we started on this project in May of 2019 was when we started kicking the idea around the offices. And we have a saying that we want to be a big part of the big parts of our community, and this is really big. We did the construction of this project through 3 Ohio winners. One of them was Miles. Yes, the most important. A pandemic, material supply shortages, labor shortages, all the things that everybody else had to deal with as well. But it was definitely 3 years of a lot of trying times, but we're so happy to have been a part of it. And we want to thank the Board of Education for their trust and confidence in us. And we're just grateful to be here today celebrating.
Okay, go over a few guidelines and one last announcement. You won't have the cutting, and they won't get you inside where you want to be anyways. When you go inside, there are some rooms, mechanical rooms, those types of things, that will be locked. Don't sit there and beat on the door. And there's areas. The building is not 100% complete. There's a lot of little things still going on, punch list items and that. August 11th is actually the official turnover date. We already know everybody's going to be in the building before that. That's why we chose to do it tonight, because our athletic teams are going to be back, events are going to be going on. So let's get you in there. The construction team has worked excellent. Our summer crew has worked excellent to get the building in great shape for you to get an idea of what the facility is going to be for this community. One last special thank you, and that goes out to my secretary, Ms. Jackie Austin. I used to pride myself on remembering what was going on. Meetings, everything. And it became a little chaotic. So she became my calendar, my reminders, everything. She is a rock for this district and this community, and I appreciate everything we've done. And this is not planned. I was going to bring the board up here, but I was just informed that 2 of us are going to be cutting the ribbon here. Of course, myself, but I'd also like to introduce to you that's helping me cut. I'm not going to put her on the microphone yet, even though she's not shy of it. Dr. Kathy Trevason, who's going to take this facility and lead it in the future. Our new superintendent starting August 1st.